Get ready to start your engines. I made some big sales. So I wanted to film a little bit of what I got from my Facebook Marketplace buy with the Diecast cars. And the rest of the video is going to be inside because it's just too dang hot out here. It's 98 degrees outside. But this bin of cars I have not listed or gone through yet. And there's probably about 12 cars I would say in there. And then this one I've already listed. So these cars are already listed on eBay. And we sold a few out of that set, but this is the buy that I did for 220, these two totes right here. And then this is the 350 buy. I probably went through more of that one so far. You can see we have some Fast and the Furious cars in there, some other cars. There's another box down there that's full of cars. This one I pretty much gone through. It's just like little cars, and then a couple in here in the box. This was definitely like the junk buy. Like you can tell that car's like really dirty. Like these cars sat somewhere like in a garage or storage facility or something. But yeah, we've done pretty good on that second set already. And then these are also some cars from both of those different lots that are already listed that I have over here. These two right here, and then I got this one down here. And so they're kind of here are the rest of the cars. These I already cleaned. This was from the 350 buy, like I said, the more dirty buy. These were nothing special. Most of these are like 15, 20, maybe $30 cars. But I went ahead and cleaned them all up, made them look nice and shiny. And then just got that one left. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Florida Flipper, and we're inside the house today because it is a 98-degree day and it's 7 o'clock at night here in Florida, and it's just too hot to do a garage video. Now I did film a little piece just to show you some of the cars we got. So today we're going to be talking about, I did a marketplace meetup and I bought 2 lots of die-cast cars, some new in the box and some opened and loose. And we're going to go over how it's gone so far. It was about 2 weeks ago that we bought that. The first one we bought was for $220, and this guy's house was amazing. He showed me around, and he is also a reseller, and he had the most tin toys I've ever seen in my entire life. Old stuff, so much cool things in his house. It was really cool. I could have spent like an entire day looking through his house. He had this Ferris wheel thing. I'll put a picture. I think I have a picture still over here. But that thing like sells for like $400 on eBay. Amazing stuff. But yeah, we got a die-cast car lot from him for $220, and all the cars were pretty much new in box. Most of the boxes were in really, really great shape. Some were a little bit crushed or damaged, but overall they were in good quality. And then the second buy we did on Facebook was with this lady for $350, and it was for a lot more cars, but there was a lot more mystery. She had kind of set out everywhere in the picture, but you couldn't really quite make out what everything was. And I don't know that much about toys. If you watched any of my previous videos, I kind of go over that. That's definitely my weak spot. This lady, she was selling it for a family friend, she said, and this was more of like a barn find, I would say. The cars were in a lot more rough shape. Most of them were loose, and a lot of them were dirty, and I had to clean them. But it wasn't actually too bad. So let's go ahead and get right into what sold and show you the numbers. So the first car on the list is this Street Law lowrider car. This is really cool. It's like kind of like reminds me of like a gangster car, and it has the little engine compartment you can open up and see in there. It's got the opening doors. You know, obviously the ones that have more moving parts are worth most. You can open the doors, open that. You can also open the trunk, and you can see a little storage back there. But these are made in China. They're Jada. Jada is the brand to look out for. I would say look out for these because this one right here, and I think I could have gotten even more for it. When I was doing my research for these cars, I found this, but in a darker blue and not in as much of a light blue like this one is. But yes, so I originally listed it for, I think, 20 bucks or 25 bucks. And I immediately got a message from somebody that says, hey, I'll buy this for 50. So I went ahead and pulled the listing down, because I was like, hang on, something is wrong. No one offers you more than what I have it listed for. So I took it down, did a little bit more research, and still wasn't 100% sure. So I went ahead and listed it for $40, I think. It'll be over here. I think I listed it for $40. Immediately within minutes it sold. And I think I could have sold this one for more. So I went ahead and messaged the guy and said, hey, I have another one. So this sold $40 plus $10 shipping to a one buyer. And I messaged him and said, hey, I have another one just like this, except orange. Would you be interested? He said pictures and price. So I said, I'm going to do 75 because this actual orange one, let me grab it. So this orange one, I actually did find a listing on eBay for $40 sold, and they actually took a best offer. So I was like, I'm gonna do 75 because it just seems like there's a big market for these. Like, these people are snatching them up. I literally had this listed for less than 10 minutes and got messages for somebody to buy it for more than I had it listed for, which I don't know why they didn't just buy it at the 25, but they didn't. So I said, hey, what I'll do is I sent him photos. He said, I want it. And I said, I'll list it, and I'll list it for 75, and then just send me an offer for 65 and I'll accept it. I listed it, messaged him. Within 10 minutes of that message going out, he sent me an offer. I went to accept, and when I went to click, it said, this item is sold out. And it was glitching out. It would not let me click accept offer. It wouldn't let me accept it. I kept trying to click it. I'm like, well, hang on a second. So I closed out of eBay because I know sometimes that can happen when you make a sale, that it will just kind of not know what to do. So I closed out of eBay, opened back up. It had sold to a different person for 75. Literally within 10 minutes of listing it, I don't even know. Is it worth 100? I have no clue. I never thought diecast cars would sell this quick. To be totally honest, I was really scared when I made this buy. After I made it, I used ChatGPT a lot to figure out the cost because, like, I don't really know. I don't know about these. These are not in my wheelhouse. I don't know anything about diecast cars. It looked like a nice lot though, and it was worth it just meeting that guy on that first buy. So these actually came from the second lot, from the 350 lot. And like I said, these cars were dirty, covered in roaches. And to be honest, I just cleaned them. You know, I used a toothbrush and some soap, cleaned them, brushed them off, put them in the room with the dehumidifier with a fan on them, and they dried out. I mean, I didn't go crazy with water. You know, I didn't try to get inside of every nook and cranny, but I made sure these were dried out really nice and clean. I'm sure some of you are going to be like, you're crazy. You're probably going to get them all rusty. But I'm going to tell you, these things are dry as a bone. But the big thing too was, like, this one even has a mirror broken, which I did say that in the pictures. This one is really good condition, but it's missing a headlight right here, or like a headlight cover like that one. So they're not even perfect, and they're not even in the box, so I can only imagine what they would have gone for. But I can definitely understand why somebody would want to have these, because I think it would be cool to have one of these sitting on my desk at work. I really like this, like, lighter blue, like mint, almost blue. It just looks kind of, you know, really cool to me. It looks badass to me to have. So it's definitely something I can understand why you'd want to pay money for it. But yeah, sold this one for 75 and this one for 40, I believe. Just wanted to kind of break down my numbers for this buy, because this is my first big marketplace buy. Besides the train that I got, I haven't even done anything with it, and I actually hooked up with that guy again and got something else from him, so I'll have to show you guys that. But this one is the first one, so I spent $220, plus I also did spend another $40. I bought an It figure, really cool looking, sells for like $40, and then I got a Dune figure that sells for like $30 as well, and I gave him $40. I just kind of want to build up a relationship with that guy for sure. I don't want to make him feel like I'm just trying to rip him off. And plus, we both said it's hard. We're both resellers, so you know it's hard to sell it to somebody when you're trying to sell it. But yeah, so we spent $220 worth of cars though, and we've made $81.84 off those cars. So we need to make $138.16 on that one. And then the second car buy, we spent $350, and we've already made over $190 on that buy. So we only owe $158 to be break even on that buy. And I have a video I'm showing you guys all the cars. You guys can kind of see how many more cars I have left to list, and there still could be a gem in there. You know, that this one car that's coming up next, it was a gem. So let me go ahead and grab it. Like I said with that lady, all the cars were already boxed up. I kind of really quickly looked in some of them, but it was really hard. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. So I was like, I don't know, just put the boxes in my car and I'm going to go home and look at them. And like I said, I was really worried when I got home. I was like, I just spent almost $600. I spent $570 total on both of those car lot buys. And I wasn't even sure if any would sell. I got home and I'm looking at them. I'm like, this one sells for 20. This one sells for 15. I'm like, I got junk. But you know, it's one of those things. You shouldn't buy things if you don't know if you can actually make money off them, but also you shouldn't jump the gun and think you made a bad buy before you've even went through 90% of your inventory. But not to get too off track, but this is the car right here that sold for $101 plus shipping. I'm going to stop saying plus shipping. If I sold it, it's plus shipping now. You know, we don't do free shipping anymore. This is a Kyle Busch Monster Energy car, which it is really cool. And one of the things I like about it too is it has these, you know, fins, you know, if the car's, you know, to keep the car on the ground. I don't know what they're exactly called, but yeah, has that. It has the netting on the side here. Really good detailed car. And at the time, you know, I'm like, oh, this thing looks cool. Obviously, it's nice, but I never would have thought it would sold for what it sold for. When I first looked it up, my heart skipped a beat because there's another variant of this car that has confetti on it, and it's from his win. Whenever he had his win, don't know what race it is, but he won, and it has like confetti painted on the car. And that's like really the only difference that I could see, was that the confetti goes for $400 with the box. Now, there was not really any sold of this version, the standard version, that I could find. And I was seeing online, like when I was asking ChatGPT, I think it was saying, oh, do 40 or 50. And which, honestly, it's hurt me on a lot of these cars when I've been using it to try to figure out how much these cars go for. And that's why I listed that one too low. And I said, you know what? I can always come down. So if you can always come down, list it high, and you can go down over time. I listed this for $101. I just wanted to get over 100 on it. I don't know why I did it. I got an offer as soon as I listed it for $50. Decline. 60. Decline. 70. Decline. It was all within the matter of 30 minutes. The next morning when I woke up, it sold. So it took less than 24 hours to sell this at $100 loose. No box, nothing. Just this on a plaque. I mean, it's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. It's in good condition. It's not missing anything. But it's just crazy. You never know what you're going to find, which the lady even said, I hope you find a gem. Well, I found my gem in this car. That got me back almost a quarter or a third of my money that I spent on that lot. So that was nice. So that helped me out. So with all the other car sales from the first lot, the 220 lot, and the new sales that we made on this 350 lot, those were the first 3 cars that I've sold from that lot. We are almost 50% back on our 570 invested. So we're halfway from breaking even, which is really nice when you have over 40 cars left to list or sale. So I went ahead and gave you guys those nice juicy sales. And now we're going to get into some bread and butter sales. We sold this Pioneer remote. Not bad sale at all from our remotes. It's $17. I think free shipping. If it's around the $20 range, I will do free shipping if it's a light item like this. But that $8.40 shipping, if you get a rural address, even if it's under a pound, it can eat up a lot of your profit. But $17, I've had this remote for a while. $17 remote here. And then also, this is one of the remotes I picked out of a storage unit. It was just like a random remote. And I looked it up and it went for about 20 bucks. And what do you know? It finally sold for 20 bucks. And that came from one of our storage units. So nice little sale there. So 20 and 17 and 2 remotes. We'll take that. And before I forget, I wanted to show you guys this. I actually picked this up from Goodwill, which I never look at fabric or anything. And I'm like, who would buy a blanket from Goodwill? Well, I did. This really caught my eye. Obviously, you know, it's like one of those granny squares. Like somebody made this by hand. You're not going to find this anywhere online. And the reason I bought it is because of the designs. It's so cool. It's basically, I call it the snack blanket. So you got your pretzels, you got your popcorn, potato chips, your nuts, your cookies, and it's just really cool. And then on the back, it has this really intricate, all these different nuts, almonds, and cashews. So it's really nice, really good condition, no stains or anything. So I haven't even decided. My wife kind of wants to keep it, so we might end up washing it and keeping it. But I kind of wanted to see, because I know people can make some money on these, and I just don't know what to list it for. So we'll see what I do with that. I bought it for $8.48. I think I might have talked about it in a past video, but I'm not sure. I know I haven't shown it though. So yeah, it's really cool though. Let me know if you like it in the comments. If you like the snack blanket, if you would want to buy it, let me know. Maybe I'll sell it to you. And then next, going back into the sales, we sold another one of our posters that we got from our Monkey D. Luffy lot from our one-piece ship. We bought the extra posters that we were missing, so my wife could have a complete collection, and we sold this one $15 and $1.36 shipping. We're going to put it in a little envelope and send it out with a postage stamp. A really good weekend of sales. We had almost $400 worth of sales this weekend, so not bad at all. I mean, that's almost enough to live off every week. If we could get that in profit every week, we'd be doing really well. Oh, also all those car sales from my Facebook meetup, the profits that I was talking about are all after taxes and eBay fees and everything. So that's with all that included what our break even. So we're 50% to our break even minus all of our fees and taxes and such. Next thing we sold, which I was kind of waiting for this to sell because summer's, you know, it's still really here in Florida, but I know it's coming to an end eventually, hopefully. But we sold this Rip Curl swimsuit or whatever you want to call it, like bodysuit. I think it's like for a very small woman. But we sold that for $27 plus shipping. I had it listed for $34, but we took an offer because I was, not that it had sat very long. I think I bought it for like $5 at Goodwill, but I just was ready to take a deal on it. Seemed like a good deal. Somebody from California, hopefully they'll enjoy. And then our last sale of the day is a throwback sale. If you go back and watch I think it's my second video I've ever made, it was Sonicare toothbrushes. I think I bought each of them for $7 and sold all 4 of them for $100. That's what got me into this reselling business and wanting to continue doing these videos, is because I went to Goodwill and found something that I 10x my money on. So not as much this time, but this one was beat up. You can see the box is all beat up. It's old. It's raggedy looking. It's not looks good. But inside it is a very new and clean, unused Sonicare toothbrush. If it wasn't beat up like this and the box wasn't open, this thing would go for $80 to $100. Sonicare, if you see this, pick it up. These old Sonicare toothbrushes, you cannot find them like this anymore, and they're really good toothbrushes. They last a really long time. And I think you can still find the replacements, but I think it's actually the body that's hard to find. And people just like their certain one. Like this is the Essence E5300. People love their toothbrushes. And it's not a bad thing for sure. You want to pay to have healthy teeth. It's worth it, because I had to have a tooth pulled and I never want to do that again. So yeah, if you ever see this out in the wild, pick it up. But yeah, this one sold since it was beat up. The box was open. I actually ended up selling this for $43. I think I had it listed for $50, and I was like, hey, box is beat up, it's open, $43 for something that I spent, I think this was $5 at Goodwill. I'll take that. So we had really good sales this week. Go ahead and watch that first video. It's like 4 minutes. It's like my second video that I ever put out, and see that. It was a really good sale. But I hope you guys are enjoying your week. I'll see you guys on the next video. Mr. Florida Flipper